After a disheartening upgrade over MIUI 6 last year, Xiaomi fans were highly disappointed with the themed version of MIUI 6 with some of the additional features applied onto it on MIUI 7. But hey, Xiaomi is back again. This time the creativity has no limits, and it has brought a bounty of new features with all the system apps upgraded onto the MIUI 8. Namaste guys, welcome to iTech Hope. This is my full review on MIUI 8. Let's get started. Starting with the settings, I'm using Lenovo 86000 and so my Android version is Lollipop, but all the Xiaomi devices are now on Marshmallow, which are on MIUI 8. Going to the settings, we have app locks. Xiaomi now gives us the privilege to lock all the apps or any particular app that we want to lock within the phone settings itself. So now there is no need to install a third-party app locker which gives us annoying ads every time. You can enable the lock via pattern or any numbers. Then what we have is permissions. We can allot permissions individually to all the apps, whether which app should access what and what not. Now this feature was brought new on Lollipop and it was made highly configurable on Marshmallow. Now this has come to MIUI 8 as well. With this, our privacy concern is now less assured. Now this enables you to configure which app should access what on your phone. For example, if I don't want WhatsApp to access my camera, then I simply need to go to permissions, and in that I need to go to access camera and I'll just disable it, so that if I give a denial, it will not allow it, and if I choose notify, then it will ask me permission every time I want to access camera via WhatsApp. So this feature is now on MIUI 8. Next, what we have is auto start. You might want to disable all the apps on the auto start because this simply saves your battery and it disables the apps from running on the background right from the start. So this is also now introduced in MIUI 8. Install via USB is traditional Android feature. Next, what we have is dual apps. Now this is one of the best features of MIUI 8, and this is what should be implemented in all the Android skins across the mobile phone companies. Even the stock Android should have this feature, because this gives us the freedom to run two instances of a same app on your phone. For example, if you are having a dual SIM device on your hand and you want to run two WhatsApp for both different numbers, now this is possible via MIUI 8. So I have enabled dual WhatsApp accounts. So now you can see this is my primary WhatsApp and this is my secondary WhatsApp. This is a cloned WhatsApp and I can access them individually. So kudos to Xiaomi for making this happen. This was initially named as cloned apps, but in the recent versions it is renamed to dual apps. Next, what we have is installed apps. And the speciality of the Xiaomi still retains in this version also of setting the defaults. So I can set a default launcher, default dial, default messaging app, browser, camera, gallery, music, email, video, etc. all at one place. Next, what we have is system apps. Nothing new in this. I'll just brief about all the system apps later in this video, so make sure you watch the video till the end, because there's a huge upgrade in the system apps over all the previous versions of MIUI. Nothing new in the accounts, just the regular stuff. Next, in the notification status bar, the look of the status bar now is quite new. It makes us recall the view of TouchWiz, but this is quite unique and different in its own, and I must say I'm quite liking this. It also has our weather updates right on the status bar. The settings shortcut is there, and now we have a search bar with search the elements of the phone as well as on the net. So it's easy access right on the status bar. And on the right top corner what we have is a barcode scanner. I'll review it at the end of this video. Here in app notifications, now you can enable or disable these notifications, and you can also set the priority of the notifications. For example, if I want to see the WhatsApp notifications at the top, then I can just enable it and I can give it the priority. So whenever the notification comes from the multiple apps, I can see WhatsApp always on the top of it. So this is also quite handy. Then next what we have is toggle positions. We can toggle the positions of the elements which appear on the status bar. There's also traditional battery indicator, which are graphical or percentage or top bar. Finally, Xiaomi has introduced its second space. This was already present on the stock Android as well as on many Android skins which are present on various mobile companies, but it was absent. But it was not there on MIUI version 7, and this was wanted by many of the users. And Xiaomi has fulfilled that wish too. Second space is nothing but the guest users, and now we can also configure what all things we can share with the second user and what not. So this feature is quite helpful, because if we want to hand over our phone to some stranger or even if we want to hand over our phone to some minors, then we can configure that all things should not be accessible to them. Next is do not disturb. This allows us to disable all the disturbances, or we can allow exceptions like media or alarms or vibrations or notification lights, or we can allow all. So this is kept quite simple. Moreover, we also have the volume controls right from here. So all you need to do is press the volume button, and you can configure or you can set the volume for all the three things, that is for your notifications, your media, your ringtones, as well as your alarm tones, right from your volume bar control. Then in storage, nothing new. The light mode is also retained again here. The light mode is usually kept for elder people or for kids, so that the UI is not messy but simplistic and with large icons and stuff. The next, in additional settings, we have a few new features. There's this child mode which enables us to set a password either in pin pattern or password, so that we can lock our apps and lock the content which we do not want the kids to get access to. Then next is privacy. Here you can configure the unknown sources, so that you can install any of the apps from third-party markets as well as directly from the file manager through APK installs. The rest all is traditional. Now this is again a new feature, and this is quite handy. It is called floating ball. If you enable this, you'll get a floating ball just like the one we get in Apple phones. You can configure these buttons so that it can trigger various actions. For example, this is my back button trigger, this is my screenshot trigger, this is my screen lock trigger, this is menu, and this is home button trigger. You can also configure this by setting whatever trigger you want to. You can also launch an app right from your floating ball. For example, I'll go to select shortcuts. Here, instead of long press button, I want to select WhatsApp. Then I'll just go to apps and I'll select WhatsApp, and here we go. When we click on floating ball, we get this WhatsApp right here. So I can access WhatsApp from any of my screen. We can also enable it on our lock screen, and this motion mode, what it does is, when kept on sliding, if we slide the floating ball in the direction of the trigger, directly triggers that action like this. See, I had kept WhatsApp at the bottom corner, So when I slided my finger down to the bottom corner, it just launched WhatsApp. Likewise, if motion mode is kept clicking, then you need to click on it and then again click on the trigger button so that it performs the particular action. For the time being, I am just turning off the floating ball.